What's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast now. I'm Alex, bright and early in the morning, and I want to talk about Gotham Knights, the new image. Technically, I mean, it's like a 15-second little video that they posted on their Twitter. So, number one, well, actually, before I even go into numbers, right, this is big for quite a few different reasons that I want to break down in this video. First thing I just like to say is, I mean, it looks really, really good visually, and you look at Batgirl, and I mean, that is the still that they have in the poster for the DC fandom, right? DC fandom, when we saw Batgirl, it definitely did look a lot different than what we had last seen of her, and I just kind of had assumed it was like not necessarily like a remodel, but just a more complete version of what her character would look like. Well, now we get to see all four of them. We get to see Gotham Knights kind of flickering originally in the background and then kind of staying, as the logo in the background. But I mean, visually looks really, really good. There's not too much more you can say to it. The color pops, the lighting pops. I think they did an amazing. Now, what is that reflective of the base game? Hard to tell, but it definitely looks good. And with that, it definitely looks more finished. That's one of the literally the first thing I thought of when I saw this picture was, and again, I guess it is like a mini kind of video, but it really is just one image and then I guess two images kind of back to back, right? Is that it looks a lot more completed. And that's just my opinion on it. You don't have to agree with it, but I think if you look at what they showed us last year in the trailer, in the walkthrough, right, in the gameplay kind of thing, or even just the visuals, the gear kind of look when they did the breakdown of the gear. This looks like another level. You know what I mean? This looks like more of that finished state, that kind of well, it's not really post-production in the gaming industry, but where they're entering the final little phase. So that could be completely wrong. The game could be like another full year out. Maybe it doesn't come out in the spring or early spring, right? But to me, it looks like it's hard to say like it looks almost completed, because obviously they could easily say, well, it's not, right? We still have this, and this to do. But I mean, if people were which I've been saying it too, February, March, April. That's kind of my window that I think Gotham Knights could come out in. I think based off what the visual of this picture looks like, I think they're going to probably hit that. And third and final observation is Batman. Now here's the deal. You can see him in the water puddle beneath them, right? And I think a lot of people saw it. Obviously, you could turn the screen upside down, or I mean, you can make it out that it's. Well, actually, I'm looking at it as I'm talking to you guys. What's, I guess, funny is if you don't look at it upside down, it does look like it's just kind of a view of the city, and his like shoulders look like the ground, and then his head looks like a weird kind of building, and they put it in the middle of other buildings, so it kind of blends in. But if you really look at it close enough, or if you just flip the screen upside down, it's him. So the thing is this, I have no problem with them kind of like keeping him, or not like keeping him, but like having him be there, where it's like this is their mentor and he's gone, and it's going to be a big part of the game. You know what I mean? Them trying to deal with it. In fact, I think it was Robin, his voice actor, has given interviews before where he's talked about it, where that is a really big part of the game, is who are each of these characters without Batman? We know who they are with Batman, or maybe we'll find out like in this universe, but what are they like when they're just on their own, right? And that's a huge part of the game. So with that in context, I get why you have him. With that being said, though, look, I've pitched the idea multiple times that he's not, I'm always I'm gonna give myself this in case, this ends up happening, because I just think it's fair. I was the first one to talk about in a video form, right? Made a video specifically talking about, Batman isn't dead, why I believe Batman isn't dead. It's the first video I made of the game. So, that is something that I still hold. I still think he will return. We've talked about flashback possibilities. We've talked about if he's just a Talon, in the Court of Owls kind of group. I know some people think maybe that is Bruce in the picture, like the Court of Owls member, right? With the quote that they did about a week ago for DC fandom. So, is that true? Maybe, maybe not, but why are you showing him, I guess, as much as you are? Again, that kind of goes back and forth in terms of how you're thinking about it, because you could say, well, like it could fuel a conspiracy, right? Where it's like, well, if he's dead and he's gone so much, right, and you want us to believe he's not in the game, why are you referencing him again in this new image? Why is he there, right? To remind you that he exists, because we know he exists. So, like, is that, like, so it could fuel conspiracies, but then on the other side of things, again, you could look at it from the story point of view and what we've kind of heard and seen before, where like this is going to be something that plays out throughout the entire game. They miss him, and they don't really know, or maybe they do know, maybe they don't know. Maybe some of them know what to do without him, but some of them kind of feel lost. And I think that's a phenomenal kind of emotional and just like a personal thing that we can go through that can really make these guys and gals human. You know what I mean? So again, if you go down that route, then it does make sense to kind of still have him around in the promotional material. But it definitely fuels conspiracies. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So very, very exciting. Good way of kicking a Friday off. I think with this, I know it's just an image, right? I mean, really, that's all it is. But I do, just because of its almost finished state, in my opinion, based off how it looks, I would be shocked if we didn't get the release date at DC Fan. We've talked about that before, right? That's what I'm expecting: gameplay of Red Hood and Nightwing, and I'm expecting a release date and maybe a new trailer, but mainly those first two things. I've been saying that for a while, so if I'm right, I get to give myself that on my little whiteboard of being correct, which I don't get to tally that very often, but here's hoping, right? So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. If you guys want to support us on any of our other places, again, I have a Twitter. I'd love you guys to follow me there. I have a second channel where we're getting very, very close to 4,000 subscribers. If you guys could subscribe there. And we also have Patreon and YouTube memberships. If you guys have a couple extra dollars a month that you want to throw us, you get exclusive stuff back to you, okay? Links for everything are in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.